Hello YouTubers, friends, followers, but mainly the subscribers. Thank you for coming onto this channel and listening to my series of confessions. Today is confession number 7. Now, this happened back in 2007 when I was on Platoon Sergeant's battle course in Brecon. I had been out in the field. Now, the way it works is Platoon Sergeant's battle course is in 2 phases. You have the skill of arms side, which is about weaponry and learning about different weapons, so you can teach lessons and you have to learn every weapon system the British Army has, so you can teach your platoon, and you have to pass it at a very high standard. Everything to do with ranges, to do with how far the weapons go, the trajectory the weapons go, the impact area, the grenade, the safety, pins, everything is there. But the second part of it is out in the field, out in the woods, out on the Brecon beacons, in the forestry blocks, living in trenches, phibia, everything. It's out in the ground. Whenever you go out, this is what happens. On a Monday morning, you stand on the square. It's called a hollow square with 3 platoons. Men lying down here, men lined here, men up here, and all your stores and equipment you're going to use is set in front of you. And the colour sergeant in charge of you, and the sergeant major, comes out and they check. They then go, okay, listen into your appointments. And they go, such and such platoon sergeant, such and such runner, such and such radio op, such and such platoon commander, platoon sergeant, medic, 51 man, law, and they get, everyone has an appointment, and you go. And one day it was Sergeant Walker, guy called Davy Walker, God rest his soul, Scots Guards, great guy. Sergeant Walker, platoon sergeant. Sergeant Colt, runner. We're heading out to the defensive phase in the trenches. Now, when you get there, you're digging. You're not digging as much because there is trenches already there, and you spend your time putting out defences, working out where you're going to be, putting your guns in position, where you're going to put out your claymores, your defences, possible entries in, entries out, where your replan's going to be. We get your rations dropped. You work out who's going on sentry, who's stagging first, the stagging. You work out all these different things. Well, we had been out all day, and this is what happened. Whenever you come out of the fighting in built-up area, phibia, you do a forced march out of it, like you are withdrawing. It's called a tactical withdrawal, and you move and you go from there, and it takes hours, and you get to your trenches. You know where you're all going. You're down in herringbone, facing each way. And then you move into it. Well, it was getting pitch black, and the directing staff, the people in charge of the course, headed back into camp to get admin done, to get food probably, to fill their faces with burgers. Well, we were all rations. And I remember there, and we sat down, and Davies in my trench, and he says, he said to me, Speedy, do me a favour, can you just nip across and tell them this? And I went, okay. So my helmet and body armour are off, my kit's off, and I'm sitting in the trench. So I went to put it all on, and Davey goes, Speedy, don't worry about it. There's nobody here. Just nip out now. Just grab your rifle. Clearly, you take your rifle everywhere. Just get out now. Just nip across there and just tell them that I want to do a set of orders at such and such a time. Anyway, it was dark. So I left my helmet there, my body armour, my weapon, grabbed my rifle, climbed out. And as I was walking towards the trench, I went, listen, fellas, Davey said he wants you across there for a set of orders at 18. No, it was late, so I think it was just around about 10 o'clock at night. It's pitch black in Brecon anyway, from about 6:30 onwards. Davey wants commanders all across there for about 20 to 15 hours, let's say. Can't remember the time. 20 to 15 hours. But on my way back, I noticed these 2 silhouettes moving towards me. And all I heard was, oi, who's that? Who's that? I'm like, shit. I ran. Jumped back into my trench, sat there, said to Davey, the DS are coming, the instructor. Weapons on, body armour's on, helmets on, everything's on. I'm sitting there. Could you have, it's bullshit, but you've got to do it. I'm sitting there, and I heard this guy come across. And he had like a bit of a Welsh accent. He went, who's that there? Sergeant Colt, colour. Sergeant Colt. Did I just see you walking across there with no kit on? Was it me? I have not left here. And I could hear Davey trying not to stagger. He went, what? I just saw you get into this trench. Nah, colour, I have not left here. Sergeant Walker, have I left here? Now I've brought him into this shit that I'm in. And he's like, what? Sorry, man, I was doing out my orders. I don't know. Did you? And I'm like, you fucker. I'm like, no, colour, it wasn't me. I haven't left here. He says, let me tell you something, Sergeant Holt. I see everything. And I went, what colour? He says, I see everything. Now it's pitch black. And I went, do you colour? He went, yes. Now it's pitch black. I went, can you see that? Can you see that? He went, yes, I can. Now get out that fucking trench. He had me crawling all over the mud and water for about 15-20 minutes as punishment. And everyone was laughing, and I was like, fuck's sake. He says, Sergeant Holt, did you know that I wear night vision goggles at night time so I can see little dickheads like you? So, I lied to my colour sergeant in the middle of a platoon sergeant battle course, and I had the pressure then. Talk about added pressure on your course, where other instructors, they think, truthfully, they thought, he's got a set of balls on him, that coat fella. But see, when you're tactically aware and you know your job, sometimes you sort of slip out and go, oh, bollocks to it. But it happened anyway. I lied to my colour sergeant, and he made me crawl up and down the defence range for about 15-20 minutes. I was wrecked. Learned the lesson. Don't lie to your instructors. Anyway, listen, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Stay safe.